Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk and we are doing Coffee and Card May 2024 and we're in week 2. We're using the everyday detail dies and stamps which have continued into the new catalogue, which is now live, woohoo! And also I'm using some of the in colours that are rolling over to the new catalogue. So today we are using, the only stamping I'm doing is this here, so we're stamping the large vase, and I've done a little bit of fussy cutting here and a bit of decoupage, I suppose. I've put a second flower on there for a little bit extra texture and detail, and then we're using these two dies. So this one with a double row of holes I'm using to cut this. So there's a die cutting line in the middle there that cuts down a rectangle. So you can either use it as a frame by using this side or as a rectangle using this side. And I have done that in, I think it's card 5, I think. 5 cards in May. And then this for another little detail. I love these cutouts. You know, we used the 5s one last week, we're using the diamond one this week. I really like those. And then we're doing some colouring. So I've basically got some ink colours. So we've got copper clay for the pot, Moody Mauve for the flower, which matches this, and then the boho blue. And also I've got Daffodil Delight, but this top's a bit hard to take off, so I've already taken it off. So it's just sat there waiting to be used. Right, okay, good, it keeps it nice and dry, nice and wet rather. Right, so I'll pop these to one side and we'll get started. So in your little kit for card 2 you will have them out. There they are. I knew there was some diamantes in here, so some basic rhinestones. Now, because I've actually included 3, I've only used 1, but I've included 3 because I thought one's just going to get lost, whereas a little strip, so you've got a couple of extras there to play with. So, and a piece of Moody Mauve, and then some thick basic white to make an A6 card blank. And all the details and supplies and measurements are on my blog, and the link to the appropriate blog post is in the description. Right, so this is for your stamping and die cutting, and there should be, good job I've not sent these out yet, because there should be an extra piece to do your little flower, and there isn't. Yeah, sure I saw a piece. Obviously didn't, so I shall be adding an extra little piece to your packs so that you can do your little flower. So, right, okay, so, and I'm using Memento ink, Tuxedo Black. Now, because I'm using alcohol pens, I could use one of the Stampin' Up inks because they are water-based, so you can use those with the alcohol pens. You cannot use them with the Stampin' Right marker. The nice thing about Memento Black is you can use it with everything, so because it's a nice waterproof ink and works with alcohol stamps, blends. I don't know why, sorry. Right, this is a big stamp that takes a lot of inking, so I tend to ink like this, and then I can see what I'm doing, and also the ink pad's a bit easier to handle than the whole stamp. Right, so, and then card straight, stamp straight, and you want to stamp in the middle, and I am going to stand up for this. So, there we go. Gentle pressure all across the stamp to get the ink across. So it does need a really big block, this one, so if you have and you prefer to use a stamping platform, then do so. There we go. How beautiful is that? And then we just need to stamp this flower, so I'm just going to put some ink on the top here. There we go. You do need it's the Memento Black is a lot drier than the Stampin' Up ink pads, so it's a bit more of a thud 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 than a tap tap tap. So there we go. Right, clean that off, and I tend to colour before I die cut just because you've got a bigger piece of card to hold. So no other reason than that. Okay, running out of space. Right, so I'm going to start with the pot, and I use, like, obviously you can use whatever colours you want. I find Moody Mauve is quite a neutral colour actually for a purpley card. So I am just, and obviously I am doing this, you're seeing how that detail matches the die. There's little stamps as well with 5 dots on. I don't think I've used those. So I'm just doing some simple colouring, no shading, nothing. We're just going to, I think on the original I did a little bit of shading down this outside, this side here, and I might just do a sort of a double layer. Oops, gone over. Oh, handcrafted. So there we go. Let's get these flowers done and then get this lid put back on. So I'm just going to colour these in the Daffodil Delight. As I say, just use your favourite colours. There we go. I'm going to use the lighter of the boho blue, and again using the smaller pen, just colouring these little flowers. I just remembered I did the leaves in Wild Wheat, so I need to get that out as well. Excuse my hair while I'm colouring. My hairdresser's managed to break her arm, the poor soul. I think I'm going to colour the flower in with the darker Moody Mauve. So, and again, you could do lots of shading and all sorts on this flower. I'm just going to quickly colour it in. And while I've got the Moody Mauve out, I'll colour the other flower too. You can also be a bit more careful than I am. There we go. And as I say, I need Wild Wheat. I'll use the darker one. So that's almost all. The only one I've not used is Pebble Path, and I could have stamped in Pebble Path, couldn't I? So let's get these leaves coloured in. That's a very greeny yellow or yellowy green. There's the last one. All right, okay. So let's get the skizzers out. And this one I'm actually going to cut on the black line. I don't want a white line showing. Okay, and you just move your cards, hold your scissors at a slight angle and move your card around. So that you're cutting those petals. And again. Take that off. And then something I actually saw, particularly when you're die cutting around a black edge, and I saw this on YouTube, and I cannot for the life of me remember who it was who did it, but they just went round the sides of your fussy cut piece with a black Sharpie, just to get rid of any white little bits. Which, oh yes, my black Sharpie is there. Shall we have a go? Right, nearly done. Yes, I have perfected the art of fussy cutting and breathing at the same time. It did take me a while. I still remember the first time. It was a Julie Sutcliffe class where I asked her where the die was to cut this out. And she said, there's no die. And I was like, what? You want me to cut it out myself? Okay, so let's just see. So she just took that white edge off. Just going round with the edge of her Sharpie. Quite get it into that bit. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't actually get into the gaps between the petals. Can I just come in from the top? Touch there. There we go. Don't want to go too far in. I might snip that little white bit out there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Jury's out. Let's see. I don't know if it looks any different. Gotta try these things. Right, so what I did with this flower is I actually lined it up. So that's my long petal there. And then I just rotated a bit and stuck it down in the middle. Maybe makes it stand out a little bit more. Let's put some glue. Oh, don't. Actually, I can, because I can put it through the die cutting machine. If you haven't already glued it on, don't. Wait till you've done your die cutting. There we go. So, pop these to one side and get out my little die cutting machine. Okay, there we go. Plates would help. Itchy nose. Fiddling. Right. Everything through. Should have used a post-it note, then I would be needing to hold it like this. There we go. Die cut, and again, get rid of your little bobbles off your bottom plate, otherwise they'll wreck any future die cutting or mark any future die cutting. pop this away because actually I need the bigger one for the front. Pop those over there while I get it out. There we go. And again, like we did last week, I'm just going to pop that on at a slight angle. Now this is long enough, we don't have to do any extending of the die cut. So I'm just going to get up and check it straight. And just pop my post-it note across just to keep it in position. I think all I've stuck there is the die, oh no, I've stuck onto the die. The card rather, as well. Okay, let's go through. There we go. Again, only a few dots, but it's worth keeping on top of them. I do my classes in a church and they've got a cold carpet, and I'm now having to take a stiff brush with me when I go to clean up afterwards so that I can get them out of the little grooves. Because loads of little white dots on the carpet, they know exactly who that is. So there we go, and you can see here as well, so we've got like a frame of dots, and you could even save that and use that on another card. So let's just get these last few out. Poke tool, poke tool. So just popping these out. There we go, one more. And you can see the stuck-on flower has survived. Let's straighten up. Oh, that die cutting sent me off kilter. There we go. Right. Okay, so, and now we're going to assemble the card. So, pop those out. Again, I'll clean these when we're finished filming. How cute is that? It's just such a lovely detail, I think, and actually that's taken all the holes out. There's none hanging around at the back, and it is just a case of assembling the card. So glue. So just coming down this edge here, maybe a little dot in the middle. Probably don't need to, but this glue's quite a good one. None of this cheap white glue we had as kids. We do not need much of this at all. Just line that up, just needs to be a little bit further up. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So just sort of lift those a little bit. So they're just curving a little bit out because of course they're a bit embedded because of the die cutting machine. Do as I say, not as I do. See, if I'd had my silicone mat out, I could have just popped it on there and it would have been fine. Right, treated myself to a newish set. So, now our basic white card is beautifully smooth for stamping, but it is a little bit thinner than our normal card, so I am going to put a few extra dimensionals on just to keep it its shape. There we go. So, 2, 3. And then what I'm actually going to do, a quick tip here, is I'm actually going to pop a dimensional behind where I'm going to put the gem, because if you are going to post it with the English postage system, it will push it down there. So I am just going to put an extra one behind that flower, which you can conveniently see because I've coloured it in with an alcohol mark. Right, there we go. Okay, so it's just a case of popping that on wherever you want. So I've left this one without a sentiment, so you can use it for any sort of occasion. Let's chase the dimensional, the gem. Woohoo! There we go. Okay, so there we are. So that's card 2. You've got a couple of extra diamantes to play with and a little frame as well. So almost a 2 for 1. Right, take care, and I will see you all next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.